time to teach you how to do this. So if you are like me, you've probably been on the internet scouting and scouring for DaVinci Resolve speed ramping tutorials with very good and actually functional motion blur. But most of the time you get burned because DaVinci Resolve does not have that inbuilt motion blur for speed ramping unless you go to the Fusion page, which I'll get to that point. But if you like this video after you've watched it, be sure to like, subscribe and share. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do speed ramping, and I bet you this is the only speed ramping tutorial you'd ever need from here on out, because I'm going to be showing you how to do the speed ramping, how to get the smooth speed ramping effect, and also how to get your motion blur working. It wasn't working before, but it's now working now. But you also need the DaVinci Resolve 20.1.1 version for it to work, because there are certain effects that they've tweaked for it to be much more faster in this new version. So let's get into it. Okay, so I am in my DaVinci Resolve space now. So I just have these two clips. I want it to be very quick and very snappy, so I don't want to waste too much of your time. So I just have two clips to demonstrate to you. So it is basically this clip moving in, and it's gonna speed ramp into this clip. So what we're first gonna do is to give it a bit more space. Let me just turn off the inspector because we won't be using it right now. And yeah, so the usual speed ramping. This is not a speed ramping where you go to Fusion, but this is how you do it. Very simple. You know how it is already. So you press Ctrl R, or you right click and you go to where is it? Retime controls. So you right click and you go to retime controls, and it's still the same thing. So what you do is that, let's say with my speed ramping, I want it to get to this point and it will speed in. So what I will do is that I'll add speed points here, then it comes here also. I'll add speed points also here. So Ctrl R, then I'll add a speed point here also. So I'll make the speed, let's say 800, and make this speed also 800. Then put it together. So when you play it through, this is what you have. And this is the basic speed ramping you would ever gonna get, or you would ever be able to create. But the truth is, it's not smooth and it's very, very jarring. So I'm going to be showing you how to make it smooth and make it very, very nice. Okay, so we have this. So what's now in DaVinci Resolve 20.1.1, or I think it started in the DaVinci Resolve 20 or version 19, I don't really remember, is that you now have the graph controls in your editing tab. So I come to the keyframes, I come to the graph. Now I have my graph for my speed ramping. So what I'm gonna do is that some people also like it when you use it in the track system, but I don't like it because it's too small and I don't get to tweak it like I want. So I just open it here, then you come here, you click on this point, and you just do your speed ramp. So I'm sure you probably know how to speed ramp. You just need to know how to make it smooth. So I'm just gonna brush in through really quickly for this one. So with this, what we're gonna do is that usually you just click and drag to make it smooth, but sometimes you realize that this side is a bit more smoother than this side. So when you drag it equally, it doesn't feel as smooth. Or what I'm trying to say is, if you want more control, what you need to do is hold shift, click on one point and drag it. You realize that it's just the side that's affecting. Then you hold shift, click on this point also and drag it, right? Yeah, but I'm gonna make it a bit more smoother. So we have this. Now we come to the next clip. Click here, and drag it, and also click here and drag it. So we have this. Now when we play through it, I mean, it's not bad. We can add more stabilization to it, but this is what we have. It's smooth, at least it's better than before. But there's one missing secret sauce that's going to take your speed ramping from this level to this level, and that is motion blur. Because naturally, when things move fast in front of the camera, you get motion blur, like what I'm doing now. And you can see that there's motion blur in my hands, and that makes it gives it a very natural feel, a very natural vibe. So this is what you do to get motion blur. And mind you, before, this effect was not feasible or wasn't viable, in the sense that it was too tasking for your computer. So anytime you use this speed ramping, you have to just use it at the end of your entire edit, then you just render it, and you couldn't play back to see how smooth it is. But with DaVinci Resolve 20.1.1, I think they've done some tweaks to the effect that it can compute much more better, and you'll be able to get real-time feedback in the editing before you actually render. Now, how do you do this speed ramping? It's as simple as it gets. If I've done it, you should be able to do it. So this is what you do. You just come to the effects, you click on open effects, and you search for adjustment layer. Okay, so you come to effects, you click on toolbox, and you search for adjustments layer. Just click and drag the adjustments layer onto your clip where you want the motion blur to happen. Right. Then what you need to do is, I know it's gonna be scary, but it's not that bad. You go to Fusion, you open Fusion whilst you've clicked on the adjustments layer. To double check, I'm gonna make sure my playhead is on top of the adjustment layer. Then you open Fusion. Then these are some few things you're going to add to make sure you get that natural motion blur. So you're gonna add, first of all, optical flow. You have your optical flow. Mostly I did not touch it because I realized that if I push the smoothness beyond 10, then it's, gives you that kind of problem where you can't play back. Maybe it's my computer, it's a bit old, so it's not being able to compute it very well. But you can try your luck, but I mostly leave it at 10 to make sure I avoid any complications. Then after the optical flow, then you add your vector motion blur. So vector motion blur, there we have it. That is it, you are done. I do not touch anything with these two effects, and I go back to the adjustment layer, right? And what I also do, one tip is that you can save this adjustment layer in your Power Beans. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to save your stuff in your Power Beans, I'm sure there are a lot of videos on YouTube that you can check it out. You save it in your Power Beans so that you can use it every single time, so that you don't have to go back and redo it in Fusion every single time. So I have already saved it in my Power Beans. When I come in, you see this adjustment layer, it is there, so I don't need to redo it again. So what I need to do now is to come in here. I'm going to check where the speed starts from and adjust my adjustment layer, pun intended, to fit the duration. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it in and adjust it to fit the duration. And sometimes you need to ease out the effect so that it's not abrupt. So I've just turned it down a bit so that it moves from 0 to 100. Nice and soft and smooth. So with this, if we play through our clip right now, did you realize that? So did you realize that? Very smooth. Makes it very, very, very smooth. I mean, you can add a bit of stabilization to stabilize the footage if it's shaky like mine. So I just go ahead and add stabilization, smoothing it out a bit. This clip has not been color graded. I just needed to show you this because I figured it worked. So I was eager to show it to you. So I've not color graded the footage. So I'm gonna wait for the footage to load out, and you realize that it loads out like any normal effect. Previously, if you wanted to use this kind of motion blur workflow, you would have to do all your speed ramping, drag it on it, and hope it looks good, then render, because you couldn't play it back. Now it's rendered there, it plays back very normal, very nicely. So when I play it, realize it's very smooth. To really accentuate the effect and to see how strong it is, I can make the percentage higher, so I can make it faster. So from 800, we're gonna make it maybe 1005 or 1008. I think 1008 is fine. Then with this one too, yeah, I think 1008 is fine. Yeah, and you can see the motion blur effect already. You see this? You can see it already. So I'm gonna make it load, then see what we get. Yeah, so this is what you have, right? Let me just clip the sides for you to see. This is what we have right now. Okay, let me select the loop, then we start. So this is what we have. Let me just extend it a bit so we see the progress. So this is what we have, right? And it works beautifully. No need now for using directional blur, you know, and it doesn't really feel good. This uses the optical flow to, you know, interpolate the speed of the pixels. I don't know what I'm saying, but basically I think that's the basic idea. It uses optical flow to interpolate between the speed of the pixels to be able to, you know, apply the vector motion blur effectively. And you have this. So we have a before, which is this one. It's all right, but there's no motion blur, and it feels just a little bit choppy. Even though we smoothed out the curve, it feels just a little bit choppy. So this is before, and when we add the motion blur right now, gonna let it load just a little bit. Okay, so when it loads now, this is after. You see, it adds a little bit of motion blur that makes you feel the speed and the impact. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a speed ramp tutorial in DaVinci Resolve with motion blur. Correct and accurate motion blur. No more directional blur, no more some other blurs that take a lot of computing power. So this is it. So if you like this video, you know what to do. Be sure to subscribe. More videos are coming. Like this video, share with a friend, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.